Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar, which is dedicated to manufacturing business digitalization topic, as you might have seen. The goal of our webinar is to highlight some features Odoo may deliver to the customers who want to have their processes to be more efficient and to be more transparent. I think we can start. Okay, our today's meeting will consist of two parts. The first one is the demonstration of other possibilities regarding to manufacturing, and another one will be a Q&A session. That's why if you have any questions right while I'm presenting, you could leave them in the comments and we'll return to them right afterwards. Okay, let me introduce myself and our company. My name is Vladimir. I work as a business analyst at Odoo team in Midis. We are a company located in Latvia, in Europe. We have 12 years experience in IT, and more than 3 of them are experience working with Odoo. We offer full cycle implementation for our projects and customers, and we have looked up our statistics and have concluded that 64% of our customers were manufacturers. That's why we think that we can share our experience in implementing Odoo. A bit about Odoo. Odoo is a Belgian company, and it has started delivering the product in 2005. Since then, it has been gradually developing. Features have been accumulating, and right now Odoo is at its 15th version. Each year there is a new version which brings us new functionality and some features which were only available in, let's say, paid versions. They migrate to free ones, and the paid ones are getting more and more adapted to a variety of use cases the customers might have. You can see right here, it's a main screen. You can see while you open Odoo. This is your welcome screen, if you wish. And this is a modules or apps which you might have in your system. And Odoo itself is a modular product, which means you can have it adjusted to your needs. You can choose modules which you require and ditch the unnecessary ones. It influences both your convenience and your expenses. You can see here that here are the modules which are related to manufacturers mostly, but there are others which are related to human resources, e-commerce, and many others, and once you decide what you need, you might later add ones, and you even might use Odoo App Store, where there's a possibility to include third-party developed modules to your system. Let's move to the demonstration next. Today we'll cover sales processes, purchase, work with inventory and manufacturing. Demo. So right now we'll switch to the Odoo database. And here we are at our database. We will start with sales module. Sales is a typical place to start our process, because mainly our sales orders come to the sales application. We can have our sales orders from several systems. We can have them from our online web store. We can have them from external stores, for example, Magento or Salesforce, or we can even create them manually. Here we see both confirmed sales orders and the quotations. Quotations are the same sales orders, but they were confirmed by the customer, but not yet by ourselves. And when we open one, we can see the information about the customer. We can see the product he has been ordering. We see the price list which has been used. And if we have any commands from the customer, we will also have them right here in the chatter. Right here we can see that this particular quotation consists of product A, product B, and let's say we know about this quotation. We don't need to send it by email to our customer again for confirmation, and we can confirm it right away. We'll see that the status has been changed to sales order, and the system has generated several documents right away. We see there has been delivery generated, which means the document which allows us to send the product's order to our customer, as well as if there were additional documents. In this case, it's manufacturing order, it's purchase order. They have been added here as well, and we can switch to them. In our delivery order, we see the availability of the products. Right here, the B product is not available at all, and the A product is expected to be available. Let's move to the forecast, because in forecast we'll see more detailed information. Here in forecast we see product B, we see its timeline and quantities, and we see that it's being used in our newly created sales order, its quantity, and we also see that the purchase order has been generated here. Well, it's not a purchase order yet, it's only request for quotation, and to confirm it we can switch to it right from here. Again, right now we actually are in purchase application, but well, this is a view from purchase application. We can have this view from purchase by itself if we are a purchase manager, but we also can achieve opening it if we are sales manager and move to the details of our sales order. Right here we know that this is actually not an ordinary purchase order. This particular one is a sales order. I'm sorry, this is a subcontracting order, and by confirming it, we will not only see a receipt, which we'll use to get the product from our vendor, but we also get a resupply order generated, which means we need to resupply our subcontractor with components to produce a product required. When we move to the resupply order, we understand we need to supply 2 products and their quantities. And right here, yeah, right here we might continue with going through forecast reports. Once we go to one of them, we can see that again there is a request for quotation generated. If we switch to it, then we can send this request for quotation to our vendor, but let's pretend we don't need to. We have discussed it already, and we just can confirm the purchase order. This here is an ordinary purchase order, so we can just receive products. Which brings us to our receipt. We might set quantities by checking the products received and validate the reception. Returning to our resupply order, we see that all the components are already available and reserved for it. That's why the only thing left here is to receive the products. We can validate the reception and head back to the purchase order. From here, we are able to create a bill to our vendor. We won't do it for now, but we might. And okay, here in our delivery order, we can see that the product quantity has been updated. We now have 8 products B reserved for our sales order. Let's move to product A. Again, in our forecast report, we see that we do have this product available, but as long as it is configured to be manufactured once we get a sales order, we get manufacturing order created each time this product has been ordered. And let's switch to this manufacturing order. We see here that it's a product A, we see here a quantity which we need to produce, we see the bill of material which will be used to produce it, as well as our scheduled dates, components to be consumed, and operations to be performed. Regarding components, again, here we see that the components are not yet available. What we might do, we might check the quantities in our forecast view. Again, we can see the purchase order, which is request for quotation, has been generated automatically for us. And by switching and confirming it, it's again just an ordinary purchase order, so we can just receive the products right away. And by checking our manufacturing order, we see the products has been received and reserved for it. Regarding component 2, in our forecast view, again, we see that the manufacturing order has been generated. And by switching to it, we see that it has been planned to manufacture. So let me check over there. Yeah. Regarding our production, I might be noting here that we can define how the product is being manufactured by setting a bill of material for this product. We might have different bills of materials for one particular product, and to show them we'll need to switch to manufacturing module and bills of materials. We see here that in our bill of materials we have components, we have operations. I might take another example here. We have components, we have operations, and why we might want to have different bills of materials for one and the same product. Well, there can be a scenario when sometimes we manufacture this product ourselves, and sometimes we have it subcontracted. That's the same scenario we have been looking at before. Once we subcontract, we can choose who we subcontract this product from. And another scenario, we might have even several manufacturing bonds. If, for example, there is a case when we have the product which is one and the same product, but it will be created from different components. What else regarding manufacturing? Right now we are looking at the case where we get a manufacturing order created once we get a sales order. There might be another possibility. We might have sales orders independent from the manufacturing orders. To achieve that, there is a functionality called master production schedule, where we see and plan the production of our saleable products. This might be helpful if we, for example, have the same assembly lines which are used to create different products. So we can plan to have products of one kind be produced one day or for a week straight, and for another week we might have these assembly lines used to produce another product. Here in our view we can see the separation by months, but this is easily configurable by weeks or even by days. And in this view we can already see that there are some sales orders, which is our demand, our replenishment planned, and we can even edit those numbers easily. Okay, let's head back to our manufacturing process regarding that particular sales order. To have this process in more detail, we can switch to the workers view, because right now we are a sales manager and we don't know actually how this manufacturing can be performed. Let's switch to another user, and here we are in our system as a worker. So you can see already that the module count is much less than before. That's because our permissions are set up correctly, and we don't need our workers to have access to administrative information or, for example, accounting. We only need them to have access to inventory, manufacturing, quality. Let's head to manufacturing for now. We can see here that in our work centers we do get one work order at drill station, and let's pretend we today work at a workstation which is drill station 1. By opening work orders, we get the list of them, and by opening one particular work order we switch to the view where we can have instructions to be performed. We can see the consumption of materials needed to produce the product, and we can see the timer, which counts the time we have spent to produce this component too. Here really, which is useful, we can have an instruction. It could be a PDF file. These could be text instructions. Very different kinds of files we can have here. And by validating quantity consumed, we move forward. We might have quality checks defined. Right here we do have them because we have quality control module installed. Right here, let's pretend that we have created a good quality component and it passes the checks. One more thing to note. In case of some kind of emergency, we might have it registered right from this view. You can see in this menu we do have ability to scrap components if we see that something went terribly wrong. We can add component to note that we needed some additional components to produce this amount of product. We might as well block the work center if we do see something happened and it can't be used, and the system will postpone all the future work orders which were to be planned in this work center, and we can have maintenance request registered here as well. And that's also because the maintenance module is installed here. Let's create one. Let's say this workstation needs cleaning, for example. We note here that there's information about currently logged in user. We might also choose some equipment, particular, not for the workstation at all, but some part of equipment which is registered to it. And we can also choose a type of maintenance. There are two of them. There are corrective or preventive. And well, in case we press the button and register a maintenance request right here in our manufacturing order, it would be correct to choose corrective one. That again means that the next work orders will be postponed. We save this request, and we also might mark this work order done. We see that there's no work orders left for us at our drill station 1 right now. Let's switch back to the sales manager's account. Is it? Yeah. Here we are again as a sales manager, and here we can actually look at how maintenance request looks like. We see that there are maintenance requests in our internal maintenance, and this is the newest one. So that's called cleaning again. Again, we see all the same information which was registered. I won't do anything about it right now because it's well, that's an easy scenario, and we'll head back to our manufacturing. In our manufacturing orders, we see the statuses of those, and we see the 21st one is to close, which is the newest one. It has all the information included from our drill station. Yeah, we have planned duration of 1 minute 50 and real duration which took place is 4 minutes. We can mark it as done and switch to another manufacturing order. We see here that all the components are already reserved. Again, right here we will just mark this manufacturing order done. And what's next? We need to somehow know how much this production has costed us. One way to know this is to switch to cost analysis, which is related specifically to this particular manufacturing order. Another way to do that, well, it's more like gaining statistics of our production, is via inventory module. In our inventory, we have advanced reporting possibilities, and one of the reports which is useful here is inventory valuation report. Here we can see all the products and their valuation records, which includes production, purchases, landed costs if there are any. and we have dates, times, and costs. We have we have added by our actions. And the next one, how we can know how much the production has costed us, production purchases, is to open it in our sales order. In our sales order, we can have columns configured to show the actual costs of production and our margins. Margins could be either in presence or in in amounts, in money. Right now we'll check if everything is available. Yeah, in our deliveries we can see that everything is available and every product has been reserved for this sales order. Only thing now left here is to validate this delivery, and we do validate it. And another thing left is to create an invoice to our customer. We can also control this by looking at these columns. Yeah, if we have ordered quantity of 10 and 8, then next 10 and 8 are already delivered, and then zeros are only invoiced. That means that we need to create invoice. Here we'll choose a regular invoice and create one to our customer. If our customer has access to customer portal, then he will also get both sales order, prints out, PDFs and invoices as well. That's actually it regarding our manufacturing business processes, and yeah, this could be the time for the continuation and our Q&A sessions. So let's check if there are any questions. I might while we're waiting for the questions, I can also tell that well, everyone of watchers can actually try Odoo yourselves, because in Odoo.com there is a possibility to try Odoo online. You can choose any module you want, and it will be free for you at your chosen domain name. This is the thing Odoo allows for free. However, if you choose several modules, there will be a limitation, and there will be only 15 days trial period. In case it's one module, then it's free forever for every user you would like to register in it. If there are several modules, then you'll have to calculate the pricing, and it will be based on count of users and the modules you choose. Okay, I can see that there are no questions so far. Well, you are free to contact us if you encounter any issues or have need for consultation or well, some help regarding implementing Odoo in your company. Um, we do always respond to the emails and provide technical helps with inventory, manufacturing, and well, your custom processes. Yeah, thank you and goodbye.